we're now looking at a second example for sketching parabolas when you know the equation. So I'm going to do a harder one today, now. So we went through one that was fairly simple, x squared take 7x take 8. Look, it didn't end up that pleasant because we had a fairly low turning point. It was at negative 20.25 or something. But we're going to do another example now. So example 2. And this time we're going to do, I'm just going to make one up. Y equals, I say I'm making one up, I'm totally just getting it from the textbook because I don't want something to go weird, remember that? Okay, don't worry. I like this one, 3x squared plus 2x take 8. So, first step is exactly the same. Is it concave up or concave down? Do we have a smiley face or a sad face? Concave up or down? Here, the number in front of x squared, y equals 3x squared plus 2x take 8. Here, the number in front of x squared is positive 3. So a equals positive 3, therefore concave up, smiley face. Because remember, if a is positive, positive makes a smiley face. Okay, our next step is the Y-intercept. So to find the Y-intercept, just like straight lines, we let x equal 0. So we get y equals 3 times 0 squared plus 2 times 0 take 8. So y equals negative 8. So that's our Y-intercept. It's going to cross fairly low down. That's a coincidence. It's the same as the last question. Step 3, finding the X-intercepts. This is the most complicated bit. So we can do it two ways. We can factorize, or we can use the quadratic formula. Okay, factorize, I know, let y equals 0. So we've got 0 equals 3x squared plus 2x take 8. I know 3 times negative 8 equals negative 24. We want whatever multiplies to get minus 24 and adds to get positive 2. So straight away I'm thinking 4 and 6. 12 and 2 is not going to do anything for us. 3 and 8 is not going to do anything for us. 1 and 24, way out. 4 and 6, I want positive 2, so 6 got to be positive. Negative 4 and positive 6. So now I rewrite my 3x squared take plus 2x take 8 is 0 equals 3x squared take 4x plus 6x take 8. Doesn't matter if I wrote the 4x and the 6x the wrong way around. The other way around, it's not wrong, obviously. So now I'm going to factorize these two. I can take x out the front. I'm factorizing in pairs. Don't forget, I'm doing these two and then I'm doing these two. So if we go back to this one, 3x squared take 4x, x goes out the front. I've got 3x take 4, 6x take 8. 2 goes into front of that, so 3x take 4. Oh wow, I've got 3x take 4 in both. Who could have guessed? So I can take the 3x take 4 out, and I've got x plus 2, which means x equals positive 4 over 3, and x equals -2 for the reasons that we went through in the first chapter. Quadratic formula, that might have even been quicker. So we've got x equals minus b plus minus the square root of b squared take 4ac all over 2a. So for this one, x equals minus 2 plus minus the square root of 2 squared take 4 times 3 times -8 all over 2 times 3. X equals -2 plus minus the square root. Well, that's 4 plus 96 all over 2 times 3. So we've got x equals -2 plus minus root 100 over 6. So I've got x equals -2 plus minus 10 over 6, which means x equals -2 plus 10 over 6, and x equals -2 take 10 over 6. So this value, -2 plus 10, gives us 8 over 6 is 4 over 3, and it's positive. And x equals -2 take 10 is -12 over 6 is -2. Same answers. If you click on your calculator, the right-hand one, so doing the quadratic formula, was actually quicker. You honestly don't need to write all this working out. Okay, we've got our x-intercepts. Step 4 is axis of symmetry. It's not the axis of evil or the axis of awesome, it's the axis of symmetry. Two ways. Halfway between the x-intercepts. So that's where you plus them together and divide by 2. Or you can do x equals minus b on 2a. This is always the quicker way, I think. It's just another formula to remember though. Halfway between the x-intercepts, so we've got 4 on 3 plus -2. Halfway between it, divide by 2. 4/3 plus take 2 is 4/3 take 6/3. So -2/3 divided by 2. So times 1 on 2, -1/3. And x equals minus b on 2a. Well, minus b was -2. 2a is 2 times 6. So x equals -1/3. So I actually think that way is quicker. Step 5. We want the y coordinate of the turning point, which is also called the vertex. So the y coordinate, you substitute the x coordinate, which was the axis of symmetry, into the original equation, y equals 3x squared, not 2x squared. I can't change the question now. 3x squared plus 2x take 8. So y equals 3 times -1/3 squared plus 2 times -1/3 take 8. Well, this is not going to be a nice number. So y equals, you can do this, you could do that straight in your calculator. I don't have mine. 3 times 1 on 9 plus 2, hang on, that's positive 2 times -1/3. So that gives us -2/3 take 8. So I've got 3 times 1/9, well that's 1/3 take 2/3 take 8. 1/3 take 2/3 is -1/3 take 8. So I've got y equals -8 1/3, or y equals -25 on 3. Doesn't matter which. Now we sketch. Do your y-axis, use a ruler, don't be like me. That was terrible. Y, x. We're gonna put our points in. So the first point we knew was the y-intercept at y equals -8. -8. The next points we knew were the x-intercepts So positive 4/3 and negative 2. So if this is 1, this is 2, minus 1, minus 2. Positive 4/3 is like here. And negative 2 is definitely here. And now I want the coordinate of the turning point. The x coordinate was negative 1/3, which runs down there. The y coordinate was negative 8 1/3, which I think is there. So that's the y coordinate, that's the turning point. And now I just draw something lovely that goes through all of these. You'll do a much better job. I've always been terrible at sketching these, but you know, it shows all the important points and it goes through most of the ones I actually wrote. Yeah, that's it. It's a fairly standard process. The more you do, the more you practice, the quicker you'll get at it. I know it's 5 steps, but individually they're not that bad. Have fun. Yeah.